Okay, this is what I could do. The trouble I got is I got plastic, that side and that side. And if I was to chop that off at the end there and then weld a nut on the end in order to use a drill to spin it, it's just going to melt the plastic. So the only option open to me really is to cut straight through the middle of that ferrule and knock that out. See, that's a ferrule, that's compressed. I'm going to call it a ferrule because that's the only way I recognise it. So that's the arm that goes through. That's the little, I don't know, cotter pin type moulding on that arm. Ferrule goes on, it's crushed round, it's got little teeth that stick in the side of here, and that's how that sprocket is held. It's rested against the plastic and locked in on like that sort of affair. Do you know what I mean? So I'd have to cut that out, throw that all away, knock the plastic out, put in some brass bushes each side, and then make a new one of these up to go straight through. And then I'd have to take another ferrule, or this one that I've cut in half even, and shove that back on there, but this time weld the centres up each side, and that's a one way I could do it. However, very long-winded. I've straightened that one as best as I could straighten it. This is experimenting at its best. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut it about there. I'm going to attempt to put a thread on the end of here, and I'm going to get two 8mm nuts, 13mm nuts with 8mm thread, and thread them on, and then I will lock them both together. I may even go small nut and connecting nut if I can get some, and lock them together, and then chop off at the end, and then weld it up at that end. And while I'm doing it, this is literally going to be picked up, thrown in a bucket of water to try and stop that from melting. That way I can use a drill. The mounting point, I'm going to tamper around with this, so I shall cut that across there, and then weld a plate, and then weld a tube, and then there'll be another tube that tube that's welded to here can slide into. And on the four corners of my camper, because I'm building a metal frame, I am going to have a metal block added, just nothing special, with a hole and a tube, and another hole here for a bolt to go through. So when you slide the leg in, you can then run a bolt with a T-handle on, do it up, and that's it. It's locked, it's on, it ain't falling out. And then I can just wind the handle, and then I can start lifting. So that is the best of my ability at the moment, because I haven't been able to find more of those. And look at the quality in the middle of this. That's proper engineering there. That's heavy duty. That's less duty. Ford Escort type vans is what he claimed they come up. But to be honest, look, I found one with Mercedes written on it, and that's definitely a transit van picture on that one, without a doubt. And one of these has got a Merc on it, so they're all of the same style, but they are of all the same company, including that big one. Or is it? No, the big one isn't actually. EPI, Renault. He told me that came off a comma, but it's got Renault. But then saying that, Dodge sold over to Renault, didn't they? For example, the Dodge 50. I suspect this is a Dodge 50 jack. Then probably a phaser engine, possibly Mark II sort of age group. Maybe not. I suspect it is. He's had a few of those in there over the years. So yeah, that one's to the front anyway. So that's my plan. I might go back and get another jack at some point, because somewhere in this shed, and I don't know where I'll put it, I've got a lathe I want to fix. Yeah, it ain't over here. It's in the shed somewhere. I've got a small lathe, and I need a thread, a screw thread that's reversed. And I'm not sure, because you've got one that goes one way that turns this the opposite way, so they might be reverse threads. That'd be good if they were. So there you go, guys. That is the plan for that. And then what we'll do is we'll machine that off with grinder, and then we'll put a sleeve over the top. As I said before in the previous video, spot weld everywhere, weld around the bottom, and then that will be an extended leg, and they will go into a cupboard. I will take one of these handles and weld a socket on the end, so as if in fact, thinking about it, I'll have a look down the yard if there's any more jacks, because having a handle like that would be better. And then if the power does go, we can still lift. Actually, I have another idea for that. I might look for a 12-volt cordless drill, throw the battery away. Well, not throw the battery away, but empty the battery, and put two external cigarette lighter fittings on the outside, so I can actually have a lead that plugs into the side of the van, and then I can jack it up using the drill. So the drill will be part of the vehicle. So if I was to ever be bored of the vehicle and sell it, then obviously the 12-volt drill will go with it. So that would be another way around this. So I could have a permanent drill. That's a bloody good idea, if I do say so myself. Anyway, next update whenever. Got weekend driving coming soon.